Good evening, boys and girls. It's time for a beer review. This time it is a commercial craft beer review, and this is from. I picked this. I was actually at a gala today with the family, and they're selling this at just the bar. It's essentially a local home brewer who is trying to venture out into, market his beers. So, good luck to him. I don't know what this is like. I've not tried it before. I've been aware that he's been very local to me. So I was at the Lime Kilns Gala Day today, and I picked this up. He's called the Brew Shed. So presumably he's pretty small scale. This is a Gellet Rock American Pale Ale. Nice bit of artwork there on the label. Coming up at 4.5% in a 500ml bottle. I'll just give you a little bit of literature that's on the back. Brewshed beers are genuine craft beers, handmade in very small batches in our nano-brewery in Limekilns, Fife. Our beer is unpasteurised and naturally carbonated by secondary fermentation in the bottle. And it just gives you some instructions on how to pour it. What else? Brewshed Beers Limited. Refreshments with big American hops, Columbus, Atanum and Amarillo, with pale and crystal malts, fermented with American ale yeast. So presumably Columbus is there for bittering. Atanum I've never tasted, but I looked up sort of the flavour aroma profile just before I'm going to crack this open, and I've used Amarillo before, so I know what to expect there. American ale yeast, possibly US05, Suffolk US05, but who knows. So I suspect he's probably got something like a Grainfather or a Speedle Brewmeister or something to that effect, and he's, I've seen him. I've not seen this person before, but I've seen the product being sold just through some of sort of the local pubs in a few villages along and things like that. So hats off to him. He's trying to make a go of it. So let's. I've had this in the fridge for about an hour. It's been out about 10 minutes. It's slightly chilled. Really looking forward to this. So certainly sounds nice. Let's just open up and see what she's like. Got high hopes, so fingers crossed. Nice bit of sis. Oh, lovely bit of cannon smoke. Check that out. Oh yeah, still going. Right. I will try not to get any sediment in this as much as I can. It's very well carbed. Very, very well carbed. I'll just slow it down a little bit. And I'll come towards the end anyway, so I don't really want to try and get any of the sediment in. And I'll probably stop it there, just a little bit. There's actually not a lot of sediment there. That's either because there's not a lot of sediment there, or because it's been sloshing around in the baby bag in the buggy all afternoon, and an hour wasn't enough to settle it. That's probably more likely, but yeah, we'll see. Now, if you look at that, it might just be the way I've poured it, but it's certainly very well carbonated. That is probably 2.5 fingers head of off-white, kind of beigey bubbles, creamy bubbles, medium on the sides, but really fine on top, really creamy looking on top. Holding that up into light in the background. It is not crystal clear at all. It is quite hazy, so I'm really hoping that's going to be down to the hops and not the sediment. I don't know whether you can pick that up on camera, but the carbonation is absolutely streaming up the glass. So I don't think really it was my pouring. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to smell off this with the amount of cap that's on it, but let's give it a go. Definitely picking up the sort of the caramels, sweetness there. Got some up my nose. I can't say I'm massively picking up a lot of hops. No, can't say it's overly hoppy. probably, I'm hoping that's just down to the cap on it, but you know, it's all about the taste at the end of the day, so let's dive in. It's nice. Definitely taste the Amarillo. Columbus, presumably there for bittering, like I said. It's not overly bitter. You do get a dryness on the back end from the hops. If I had to guess, I'd maybe guess late high 30s, low 40s in terms of IBUs. Yeah, it's pretty decent, I have to say. For me personally, I would have loved to have had a bit more aroma off it. But taste-wise, the Amarillo is definitely coming through. Presumably, the ingredients are listed in order of quantity. So, if that's the case, Columbus, you probably would need a lot of that to bitter it. And then in that case, there's maybe not a lot of the tannin in Amarillo. Never tasted Amarillo, but I believe it's meant to have a slight sweetness associated with it, which might be there aroma-wise. Also meant to have a slightly piney and kind of sort of lemony, grapefruity characteristic, but a bit subtle. Amarillo, I've tasted before, sort of it's meant to be citrusy and orange. I'll just go in again. I've been in twice. The cap is still pretty massive. There's something there. It's maybe the Atanum, if that's how you pronounce it, but there's something there that I don't recognise, and that's, I've never used Columbus. I can't imagine if it's in there for bittering you get the smell off it, but it's probably a Atanum. I can't quite put my nose on what it actually is, but as if by Brew. I was with one of my mates, Kai, Kingdom of Fife Real Ale Festival, Real and Cider Festival. It was actually pretty crap, actually, run by camera, and I have to say it was really disappointing. I'd say 99% of the beers we tried were pretty poor. Don't know whether this didn't travel very well or we were unlucky with our choices, but we were both trying different things and it was rubbish. But anyway, I digress. But Brew is actually on there, so obviously, pardon me, doing reasonably well. He does have, I think, another 3 beers in his range. I've picked up one other one of his Golden Ale as well. I believe he also did a porter and some kind of Scottish pale ale. So yeah, I have to say it's pretty decent. But again, for me, the more that I've tasted it and it's kind of lingering in my mouth, you do definitely get that kind of dry bitterness that's just actually hanging about. Maybe a bit too much. I would either probably try and counterbalance that with a bit more sweetness, and possibly with the caramel. So yeah, although looking at the colour, you know, it's obviously used some kind of medium crystal. You know, it's quite reasonably dark for an APA, I guess. But yeah, for me personally, I would either down the bittering hops, or up the sweetness. And I would definitely dry hop a lot more out of it. I mean, it is only an APA, not an IPA, but yeah, for me personally, it just I'd like it a lot more aromatic. But in saying that, and not to sort of belittle or degrade what the work that he's put into it. I've tasted some successful commercial attempted craft beer, and this is by far superior, I have to say. It's pretty decent. I'm just being really critical, to be honest, but you know, good luck to him, fair play to the guy for having a crack at the whip and getting amongst all the big boys and trying to make a go of it. Wishing him all the luck in the world. So yeah, I hope you like this review, and there'll be another one to follow hopefully very shortly. Cheers everyone, and thanks for watching. If you like, please give me a thumbs up. If you love what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love a few more. Alright, cheers and take it easy. Bye.